Hello, how you guys doing? James here. Um, I got a not so nice, uh, sorry about that. I got some, we still wrestling with this thing with race issue all the time. And it's a really sad subject. In 2025, we still wrestling with issue. But I'm going to play Willie live spirit with Phil Scott, and this is what we're going to start doing. If these people going to have a sundown town, I'm all for this. Let's see what he says.
What's up, family? I came across this video of Philip Scott, the owner of African Diaspora News Channel, and he was discussing this video, a viral video of a black truck driver delivering mulch in Clyde, North Carolina, that showed him being attacked by multiple white men on June 28, 2025 at TBD Dump, aka Two Bank Development LLC, a local dump site. The dudes who work at this site work at the right place, a dump site, because they're straight trash. That's right, I said it. These uncivilized mutts found it in their devilish hearts to accost this man because he arrived early to make his delivery. Has to be more to the story, right? Yeah, it is. He's black. Yeah. They took exception to him showing up early. And then they told him, because he showed up early, he needed to go to the back of the line. Now, before I go any further, and before I tell y'all what Philip had to say, let me just say this. The dude, I get it, he was in fear of his life. But I ain't smart enough to tell some sucker that's using racial epithets towards me and that's trying to violate me. I'm not smart enough to call him sir. He was just searching. That really pisses me off when black people get violated and they call their attacker sir or ma'am. That really runs me hot. Sir and ma'am are terms used for people you respect. Anyway, fam, Philip was saying that what we need to do is start exposing these sundown towns. Put up a list and warn everybody about these towns. Put them on blast.
Right.
And also stop working in these sundown towns. Stop spending money. Stop making deliveries. I ain't got no problem with that, but some of y'all do, so let's talk about it. The uncivilized mutts of the world who wants to keep things the way that they've always been, where white folks collectively have their foot on the collective necks of black folks. They are quick to try to distance themselves from the progressive society, the rest of society, the society that's moving forward, not backwards. They are stuck, like their mammies and their pappies were, like their grandpappies and grandmammies were, and great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpappies and great-mammies, grandmammies were. They're stuck. So what they do is try to carve out a little piece of a community, a township, where they can continue the old ways of America, but they can be as racist and discriminatory and violent as possible against black folks and anybody else who they deem to.
Before I proceed, I'm going to show you something. What happened to Clyde North Carolina. It's a sundown town, right? Sundown town. Watch this. Hold on. Let's get this video. Oh, this commercial won't skip. Got it. I don't know what's going on with this phone. Hold on, I'll get back to it.
Not be worthy of existence. Yeah. They go into these towns, these small towns, because they can get away with all kinds of stuff because there's little to no oversight. In these small towns, oftentimes, the sheriff is also the school superintendent. If he's not the school superintendent,
there and looks at why housing will play such a pivotal role.
Clyde town leaders acknowledge it's going to be a long haul recovering from Helene. They say of utmost importance is going to be reestablishing housing. Helene flooded the Pigeon River over its banks and into neighborhoods, swamping houses in its wake. Many homes, 8 months later, remain emptied out remnants. Town leaders say not many homeowners are trying to reconstruct them. Mayor Pro Tem Dan Jesse says that will have financial consequences.
I know tax base is secondary to the issues that the people are facing, but that will be a hit to the town of Clyde. It'll be property value that is impacted both for the town and the county.
Jesse says Helene's impact along the river is reducing space to build.
When they no longer are being used as a residence and the FEMA buyout, it becomes non-buildable property.
Jesse says looking for new land to expand housing is in its infancy.
I thought he said close.
To meet immediate needs, Camp Restore Hope continues operating at the river's edge.
I've made a lot of connections in the last 8 months that I never thought I would make.
Chris Grigg helped establish the emergency disaster relief facility just after Helene. It provides flood victims with free food and supplies. On private property, it has a temporary zoning permit, but that runs out August 26th, and Grigg isn't sure it will be extended. Jesse says the town has asked the camp to find a more permanent location out of the floodplain, but Grigg wants to stay centrally located where people need help. Any rezoning request requires going through procedure.
If it's zoned differently, then they have to adhere to those flood concerns that are out there, which is, raising up elevations.
Just what happens as the summer plays out remains to be seen.
It's not a case of wanting to argue or break rules. It's a case of, the help's still here and we're willing to work with them, if they work with us.
In the meantime, it's small steps in recovery. A community cleanup scheduled for Saturday, picking up trash, cutting overgrown grass. And Jesse says that cleanup on Saturday will take place mainly along Broad Street, the main street that parallels the Pigeon River. Reporting from Clyde, Rex Hodge, News 13.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? You figure and it was once called a sundown town. This same town was called a sundown town on Wikimedia. You ain't gonna believe this. It was actually called a sundown town. And they still have the nerve to be. This town have the nerve to be still racist after everything they have been through, and they got racist. They got to be racist towards black people. Wow. It tells you the rivers and everything. And we told people, black people told people on social media this. Brothers like the invert trucker and the brother Taylor, and how these sundown towns like North Carolina still get washed out. And probably where that area where that guy was at was washed out. And guess what? It happened in 2004. They had 2 floodings down there. Clyde, North Carolina. Clyde, North Carolina, where this incident happened. Which people talk about the social media, when these racist son of a bitches cause that problem. That's where it happened at. You figure after all that, they called him the N-word and everything. You remember, and there was a woman on one video, shout out to Nanny Cam, that said, God's gonna get you for y'all racists. Guess what? Helene was one of them. So God is getting vengeance on these sundown towns, and they can't figure out they willing to hold on to their racism. They're willing to hold on to it and talk and belittle people. Let me show you what it looked like. This is Clyde, North Carolina. This is the flood. Where that truck driver was at, that's what happened. The whole area was wiped out. All the way down the river, all them little towns down there. People lost everything, their housing, their land, their property. Look at that. So God gives us a vengeance. But let's go back to the video. Sorry. It was a sundown town. And these dumbass people who are racist, I don't know what. They're so dumb. They don't know what time it is. They're so dumb, they're so ignorant. And they could be racist even when their town getting wiped out. You know that's evil. When the town gets wiped out when you're racist. Oh, and there's another incident happened to a black truck driver. Shout out to this. Shout out to Belinda.
Another black truck driver has gone missing? What is going on? This reminds me of Javon McGee all over again. This is not just a missing person case, y'all. This is a warning. If you have not watched part one of this story,
Hey lovies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real baby. So lovely, so lovely. So I came across this video on my view and I thought to share where the whole social platform is actually reacting to the fact that Eric, is missing. He happens to be a truck driver, and all of a sudden his wife cannot reach him. The wife was like, the last time she spoke with him, he told her that he was gonna get coffee. Now this is making a lot of social platform reacting to the fact that, okay, what is going on? I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches also to put together. Please leave me your thought in the comment section. Don't worry, think of this video. Alright, let's step into it.
So another black truck driver went missing, y'all. What's going on? We need to get to the bottom of this. We need all the investigators to hit on this real quick. Y'all hit on everything else. His name is Eric Darnell. Now, he just went missing in the middle of one of his deliveries. Now, this one here different because they saying that he went from Phoenix, Arizona to Memphis, Tennessee. So this did happen early morning. As he was driving down the I-10, his GPS completely went off. So that means no service, no cameras, no nothing. Of course, his family searched to see when the last time his GPS was panned. When they got there to the truck, his truck was there, but he wasn't there. The truck was found in Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, his wallet was there, his phone was there, and his logbook was there. Eric wasn't in there, y'all. He was trying to see if any forced entry was involved, anything that was out of the ordinary. Nothing. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Shit seemed a little bit weird. Y'all, I've been hearing black truck drivers coming up missing all week. Not gonna lie. It just seemed a little bit weird that there is no attention or awareness on these subjects of these black truck drivers coming up missing or getting hanged. But they want to talk about the fight in Cincinnati. I'm just saying, go ahead and share this so we can bring some awareness to those families. Go do your search.
Another black truck driver has gone missing? What is going on? This reminds me of Javon McGee all over again. This is not just a missing person case, y'all. This is a warning. If you have not watched part 1 of this story, please go back and watch it and come back to this one, because part 1 will explain everything that I'm talking about in this video. And make sure you share the video out, because this needs more awareness than anything right now. Because what? How is it that it takes somebody like me to get on the internet to bring awareness because the media is not putting his story out there? If y'all don't already know, I'm Charlene Bay, and I love telling crime stories. I love bringing awareness to the missing, abused, and anybody that need me to tell their daggone story to bring awareness. And yes, I love doing my hair. Y'all will see me with umpteen thousand wigs on, okay? Now let's get into this story, because I'm not understanding how this man has been missing since last Tuesday. From the new evidence that I have found out, his wife Yolanda is saying that she spoke to him last Tuesday at 3:40 a.m. And that is when he told her that he was going to the store to go get him a coffee. That was the last time his wife Yolanda spoke to him. So where is Eric Darnell, y'all? What could have happened to him out there on I-40 in Phoenix, Arizona? Now let me tell you what I may think that happened. Now see, upon doing my research on the history of this specific town in this specific area on I-40 in Phoenix, Arizona, this used to be an area where they did not accept blacks. You couldn't, the only thing that you could come over there to do was work over there. And most of the time you couldn't even do that. They did not want you living there, and they did not want any type of blacks in that area. Now this is the history that I researched and found on my own. And yes, it's 2025, but this situation is still going on out there. It never stopped. Phoenix, Arizona is also an area where they do a lot of daggone advocate. And they do a lot of organ harvesting, if you know what I'm talking about. I just pray that this is not racial discrimination. Because one thing about racial discrimination, we still have to deal with this to this day in 2025. So it's not something that could be out of the ordinary. Just to let y'all know, these are not considered any sundown towns, but they do have a lot of people out there that don't like our skin color. So you take that as you will. But if y'all watch this whole video through, make sure y'all put in the comments, find Eric Darnell.
Have you heard of the black trucker who mysteriously vanished in the middle of her cross-country delivery? If you have not, grab your tea, grab your snacks, because you and I are about to dive in. Let's get into 38-year-old Eric Darnell. He's a father of 4, and he's a long-haul driver who's based off in Birmingham, Alabama. He was last seen driving right outside of Phoenix, Arizona, leaving a distribution center early Tuesday morning. His route was routine, just a straight shot drop-off in Memphis, Tennessee. His wife, Yolanda, said the last time she heard from him was 3:40 that morning. He told her, I'm gonna just grab some coffee, get back on the road, and that was the last time she heard from him. Now here's where the mystery begins. Around 9 o'clock that morning, the GPS tracking system on the fleet company surveillance system went completely dark. Not only did it go dark, but it went dark on a long stretch of I-40 in a place where there's poor surveillance and usually a lot of dead zones. His rig was later discovered in an abandoned parking lot right outside of Little Rock, Arkansas. But it was locked, the engine was shut off, and the rig was completely empty. Well, not completely empty. His wallet was inside the truck, but his keys and logbook was not inside the truck, and his phone has not pinged since. The local sheriff department has now issued a missing person report, but the family is saying that they have very, very little urgency. They had the nerve to tell the wife, check this out, that grown men disappear all the time. Are you for real? She told him, she snapped back and was like, listen, but not my husband. He's not just gonna walk off. Something happened and y'all need to figure it out. And check this out. A lot of other truckers are coming forward and saying that the route that Eric drove has actually been flagged last year for being real sketchy. A lot of them have even said that a lot of unmarked vehicles have actually been following them. A lot of people don't pay attention to stuff unless it's in their own backyard. But this is serious. It just happened. And Eric is a father and a husband. So repost this for awareness. And if you like more stories like this, you know what to do. Like, comment, share this out, engage on this post, and let's bring Eric back home.
Update on the missing truck driver Eric. Okay guys, y'all remember I did this story about the guy named Eric. He was talking to his wife at 3:45 that morning, got out the interstate to get a cup of coffee, and then she never heard from him ever again. Well, from my understanding, he has been found, guys. Okay, you can check my reposts. And he was at the base or something like that, something dealing with a tree.
Okay, it's not good at all. Okay, and I'm reading the comments and I seen a lady say, I told my husband to come home and drive local. I don't know what's going on out there, but something is going on. Okay, and it's not good. So if you have a family member that is on that road, okay, it is not safe. Y'all need to warn them, talk to them, and send them as many videos as possible, because guess what? This is something that is serious and it's dangerous and it's evil and it's mean, and it should not be happening, but it is happening. Okay, I'm praying for his family, his wife especially, because I know she's gonna remember the last time that they talked. And this is just hurtful, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring y'all this update. If y'all have any more information, well, this is not the update that I wanted to bring you guys. But if you guys have any information, please send it to me. Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed, J-Lo. Hey, good people. I come with very sad news. Eric Darnell, the truck driver that went missing after talking to his wife. He was talking to his wife on the phone, said that he was pulling off the highway to go get a cup of coffee. She hadn't heard from him, and they had been looking for him. They found his wallet, they found his manifest, but they could not find him. Sad to say, they did find him in a sitting position up against a tree with a rope around his neck. It's a lot of truck drivers coming up missing, especially driving while black. But this is devastating. Prayers and condolences to the family. Got to be careful out here these days.
Eric Darnell, we're going to say his name until he's found. If you haven't heard about it, it's a truck driver by the name of Eric Darnell from Birmingham, Alabama. Mysteriously vanished on I-40 when he was headed to Memphis, coming from Phoenix, Arizona. So they found his truck in Little Rock, Arkansas. Found his wallet in the truck, but what was missing was his keys to the truck and his logbook. And the last time he was heard was at 3:40 a.m. His wife said that he was stopping to get some coffee, and that was the last time he was heard from. Now the family is saying that they have not been able to get any help from authorities or anything like that, so we're going to spread the word on here as much as possible. We don't know if foul play is involved, but the man is missing, man. We need to continue to spread the word and get this out there, because this man needs to come home to his family, man. And the family need closure on what's going on. So, Eric Darnell, truck driver from Birmingham, Alabama, spread this.
Yo, another black truck driver has mysteriously just vanished. Eric Darnell, a father, a husband, a veteran. He was last seen in Phoenix, Arizona, leaving a distribution center, going on his route to Memphis, Tennessee. He never made it to Memphis. His wife said that the last time she talked to him, that he said that he was getting back on the road at 3-something in the morning, and he was about to stop to go get coffee. At 9 a.m., the GPS on his truck suddenly went dark. His rig was later then found in Little Rock, Arkansas, with the engine off. It was empty. His wallet was still in there, but he was nowhere to be found. His keys and his logbook is all gone too. The sheriff department issued a missing report, but the police told the wife that men go missing all the time. What? Since when, bitch? His wife said that something happened. He didn't just walk off. This is not normal of him. At this point in 2025, these sundown towns need to be shut the fuck down. I just seen a video of a black man saying that we need to start taking matters into our own fucking hands. Let these black men go out there and handle what the fuck the police needs to be handling that they're not handling, because they are seeming to become the fucking cause. These black truck drivers ain't just up and hanging themselves. They not just up and disappearing. These motherfuckers got something to do with that shit. I don't care what nobody gotta say. Eric Darnell was a father, a husband, a son, a brother, too many. Like, we need answers for this. Somebody needs to pay for this.
Let's talk sundown towns. As a black trucker, and I'm gonna tell you my experience with these sundown towns. I don't eat, nobody
nice food, but my own food. I've been poisoned before out here in one of these sundown towns. I was sick for a week, like a dog. I had went in there, went to the diner, got something to eat, sick to the stomach. I couldn't hold nothing down for a whole week. Don't eat shit. Number two, always keep that. I don't give a if you a felon, you hear me? They don't care about you, the company don't care about you, so you better bring that shit with you. I hate when people are like, you're an amateur boxer. Boxing is a sport, we don't do that in the street. We don't do that. There was a time I was in the sundown town, somebody called me when I was walking. This is all when I was a rookie. When I was walking across the street, 'cause I didn't know no better. I didn't stay in this truck. My dumb ass was exploring like a loser, like Dora. I'm out here walking around all these racist white people with all these American flags everywhere. Number one thing you need to do, stay your ass in the truck, get that concealed carry, and get the fuck out of there. Don't spend the night, drive 50 miles away. Find you a little warehouse or something to park at or something. You'll always find a warehouse anywhere. Fuck all of that. Hopefully that helps somebody out.
So instead of hearing all across my story that a lot of black truck drivers coming up missing, I'ma say this and I'ma be done with it. Some of y'all already doing it right now, but you need to make your way to get you one of these. I don't give a damn what the company say, because the company ain't gonna be out there with you while you trying to make your money and while you staying overnight at these damn places. Go get you one of these right here. Put your stendo clip in that motherfucker that hold 35, 40 rounds, because you don't know how many motherfuckers gonna be. Or get your damn chopper and put that some gun on the truck with you, man. Because guess what? The company ain't out there with you while you trying to make your money. They going to the house and they in they goddamn bed. I ain't telling you what to do, but you better wake up and smell the coffee.
Seriously, please. I was just going through my video. I saw it.
Old white lady that was helping me at the counter was sweet as could be, nice as hell. Hey baby, what brings you way out here in these sticks? You just coming to get some gas? I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of familiar with these parts, but kind of not, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to Gainesville, I'm just shooting through them in and out. She's like, all right, baby, God bless, you have a good. Get my stuff, go back out to the truck, try to put the key in there and start the truck up. It will not start up. I wait a few seconds, put the key in there again, try to start up. It will not start up.
I just realized I live in a fucking sundown town. I am in Astoria, Oregon, like right in the tippy top of Oregon, right next to Washington, and I just happened to be watching a video of some dude's experience. He was truck driving in Florida, and he broke down at a gas station, and the little lady was like freaking out because the sun was about to go down. She was like, you gotta get out of here. She calls the police.
Welcome back to the channel, my people. I do hope that from wherever you are watching this from, you are doing alright, and I do hope that God has protected you and preserved you very well. Thank you to all of you that support me on here, and thank you to my members as well that support this channel. As always, we have another interesting episode to look at. We have a brother that got stuck in a sundown town. Horrible, right? There's quite a lot that went down. But guess what? This story located one person that needed to hear it. And she came out as well to confess that indeed the town she lived and knew all her life is a sundown town. And she was saying she is gonna move. She said, no wonder I haven't seen a lot of black people in here. All along, this is a dead zone, right? But do you think moving is a solution? Do you think if you move, it's gonna stop this town from being a sundown town? When we know in 2025, these people are planting more sundown towns, disguising them as palm-colored only communities, right? Calling the movement going back to the land or going back to the roots. Which roots specifically? You have to listen to the brother's story and more other reactions of the lady, and let me know, is your town safe for black people? Because what is being revealed right now in the US, do me a favor, like the video, share it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Being a a truck driver in Florida. Let me tell y'all the first experience I had of finding out what a sundown town was. It was a Thursday. I was driving a 26-foot box truck from Orlando to Gainesville. So I'm between Ocala and Gainesville, but I gotta stop and get some gas and get some food or whatever. But I see absolutely nothing as I'm driving. It ain't no houses, no buildings, just road and tree. I finally find this old Circle K gas station in the middle of nowhere. An old white lady that was helping me at the counter was sweet as can be, nice as hell. Hey baby, what brings you way out here in these sticks? You just coming to get some gas? I'm like, yeah, I'm kinda familiar with these parts, but kinda not, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to Gainesville, I'm just shooting through, I'm in and out. She's like, all right, baby, God bless, you have a good. Get my stuff, go back out to the truck, try to put the key in there and start the truck up. It will not start up. I wait a few seconds, put the key in there again, try to start up. It will not start up. Don't know what the fuck's wrong. So I call my dispatcher, and my dispatcher tell me to look up under the hood to see if I can figure it out. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I say to myself, man, I'm not about to go look up under this front. I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking at. I signed up to be a driver. I ain't no damn mechanic. But I'm sitting there for like 20, 25 minutes, so I get bored. I'm like, all right, man, let me just go look up under the hood, see what I can see. So as soon as I get out of the truck, go around, pop open the hood, and as soon as I look down, the lady that was helping me in there comes out in a panic. What's wrong, baby? Is everything okay? Are you all right? I say, yeah, ma'am, I don't know what's going on with the truck. It won't start up, and I don't know much about trucks. I called my dispatcher. I don't know what they're going to do. They figuring it out now. She was like, all right, well, do you need a tow truck or anything? Do you need an Uber or a taxi to take you closer into town? And I was like, no, ma'am, I'm not allowed to leave the truck. It's a lot of valuables on this truck, and I'm delivering. I can't just leave the truck. I can't just leave. She was like, all right, I understand. And she goes back in the gas station, but she keep looking at me, looking at her watch, looking at me, looking at her watch. And then she comes back out there and says, well, you don't want to sit up in some hot truck. You can't get it fixed, no AC, and it's nowhere for you to sit down in there. Like, so you're just going to stand out here and just sit in this hot truck? I said, honestly, man, right now, I don't have a choice. I'm just waiting for my dispatcher to hit me back. She said, okay, I understand. My dispatcher called me back and was like, listen, we got a tow truck coming out there in about 2 hours. Just sit tight. I'm like, damn, 2 hours is hot as hell. I'm ready to go. Then again, I was like, it's all right. I got food. I got drink here. The sun about to start going down. It's not going to be that hot, whatever. And I didn't want to go in the Circle K because of how the lady was acting. So I was just like, I'll be all right, whatever. She seen me get off the phone. She ran out to me again, and she was just like, did you figure anything out? Do you know what you're going to do? I was like, yeah, my dispatcher said they got somebody coming in 2 hours for the tow. I'll be fine. She was like, 2 hours? The sun will be down by then. Are you sure they can't figure anything out before then? I was like, they said 2 hours. She looked at her watch, went right back in the store. A few minutes go by, I get thirsty, so I ran in the store to go grab a Gatorade. As soon as I go in the store to get a Gatorade, she had her back turned, and she was on the phone talking to the police, talking about, yeah, he's been here for a while, you gotta come get him, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't put two and two together until I bought the Gatorade and I left, and I was like, damn, she was calling the police. She was calling somebody on my ass. What the fuck? So I called my dispatcher back. I'm like, yo, I don't know what's about to go down, but this old lady that worked at this store just been giving me problems or whatever when she found out I wasn't going to be able to move my truck. I think she just called the police on me. I don't know what's about to happen, but can y'all shake a tail feather? My dispatcher was like, why would she call the police? I was like, I don't know, and I don't want to find out. Can y'all hurry up? 5 minutes after I get off the phone, sure enough, the police pull up right behind my truck. A black police officer gets out, and he asks me what's the problem, asks me what's going on. He assesses the truck and says, listen, I'm going to have to take you somewhere. I said, I can't leave my truck. Like, what are you talking about? You about to get me fired. He said, listen, I'm going to have to take you somewhere. Get in the truck. Get in the back of the truck. We driving for about 30 seconds. And I'm like, bro, where the fuck are you taking me? He was like, are you familiar with the mall area? He's like, that's a good area. I said, yeah, I'm familiar with the mall area. He said, yeah, that's where I'm taking you. I said, what are you taking me to the mall for? I can't leave my truck. He said, you have to leave your truck. I said, why? Because that called the police on me? I ain't even do nothing. He said, she didn't call the police on you. She called the police for you. I know her personally. He said, in 45 minutes, that sun was going to go down and you was going to go missing. And I ain't say nothing else. I already knew by then. I put two and two together by that point. When we finally got to the mall, I called my dispatcher and I told the officer, I'm like, yo, I need you to tell my dispatcher why I had to leave the truck. He grabbed the phone and told my dispatcher everything, got on the phone, called my boss and told my boss everything just so I wouldn't get in trouble. The lady was scared for my life. Even the officer didn't even stick around. He like, yeah, I'm just going to drive you out here. Because he could have easily been like, well, I'm just going to stick here with you so nothing happened to you. He was like, nah, nigga, we got to go. We got to go. Even when the tow truck guy came and picked me up, I told him where it was at. He put it in the GPS. He was like, yeah, I'm not going over there. I said, what the hell? He said, yeah, I'm not going over there that late. I'll come back and get it in the morning. Mothers didn't want no part. But yeah, this was about 7 years ago, and I swear I think about that shit every other day. Damn near every day. And shit, I mean, because she could have just not said nothing. She could have just let me sit there. And I would have went missing like a mother.
I just realized I live in a sundown town. I am in Astoria, Oregon, like right in the tippy top of Oregon, right next to Washington. And I just happened to be watching a video of some dude's experience. He was truck driving in Florida, and he broke down at a gas station, and the little lady was like freaking out because the sun was about to go down. She was like, you got to get out of here. She calls the police. They come and escort him somewhere else. He thinks he's getting the cops called on him, and it turns out she's trying to protect him, which is cool. But dude, okay, so I was like curious to see how many of these still existed, because like in places like Florida or Texas, or where I'm from originally, like the South, you expect that. That's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, there's still some fucking disgusting little racist assholes. People are still stupid here. You know what I mean? So you assume that shit. You're like, yeah, well, it sucks, but like, it's not surprising because that's just the way these shitty people are. But I live in Oregon, where I thought that like people are like super progressive and blah, blah, and I know this place has like super racist roots. I know that like the history of this place was pretty racist, but like I thought. Anyway, so I'm all like over the place because I'm so upset right now. So I started looking at other videos to see like how many of these places still exist, and there's this map where you can look and it has these red dots, and the red dots are like darker if it's like certain. And in I was like, oh, I wonder how many of these are in my state, so like I can avoid these places. Which I live in one of them, and it's one of the ones that's like certain. And now that I think about it, I hardly ever see black people here. What the fuck? I'm gonna move. This is ridiculous. I can't believe. And I was surprised because I saw a black comedian, a creator, was talking about growing up here, and she was like, Lake Oswego, they call it Lake No Negro, and I was like, Lake Oswego is downtown? This is crazy, y'all. I'm like, and I'm just gonna say for any like, you know, nobody will see this video. I have literally no followers, but if you are somebody who thinks you are better than other people because of the color of your skin, you are stupid. Like, not only are you not better, you're ignorant, and like Neanderthal little mind can't compute a simple fact like skin color does not determine shit about people. In fact, the people who are molesting children and shooting up schools and doing unspeakable awful things most often are fucking white people. So if you happen to have that little thought in your brain, you need to know it's just the opposite. Actually, they're better than you because they probably realize that skin color does not determine whether or not you're a good person, or whether or not you're valid, or whether or not you're worthy, or whether or not you deserve to have a good life or money or whatever. Like, that is such backwards ass, like, toothless cousin fucking trailer trash, pathetic, disgusting. Like, when I hear people when I hear that people still think like that, that's what I imagine. I imagine you're living in a fucking in a whole trailer, in your cousins, like that right there. You are disgusting, and you are not better. You are definitely not better. In fact, every single person you see of color is immediately better than you by default, and I just need you to know that, okay? Wow, I'm so upset.
Ever since I posted that Sundown Town video, there's been a lot of people inboxing me about their story. A lot of truck drivers hit me up about their story. And at this point, if the government is not going to protect us from these towns, or not going to do anything about them, then there has to be an easier way to like let us know about them, and let us know where they are. Dude just told me his brother and his nephew tried to take a road trip across the country and went through Alabama and tried to take a back road, and he ain't seen them since 2013. 2013, he ain't seen them since. All they found was the car on the side of the road. Another girl just told me she worked for Amazon. She drive the vans for Amazon, and she was in Melbourne, Florida. She went inside a Publix to go piss, came back out and looked on her windshield, and it was a note that said, "You better not let the sun beat you out of town." And Amazon tried to send her back over there the next day to say go earlier. If the government is not going to help us get rid of the towns, then they need to help us know where the towns are and stay out of the towns. We need a GPS just for us, or something. It need to be something that simple. It's a GPS letting us know, hey, no niggas allowed. It's getting too dark. No town for brown. Hell no, like something. And everybody that's hopping in the comments like, well, I've lived in Florida my whole life. I've lived in Alabama and Georgia my whole life. I've never heard of such a thing. Lucky you. Lucky you. White dude in my comment section right now talking about, well, sundown towns weren't about violence. They're about community. What? There has to be something we can do. Because just driving through towns with our fingers crossed, hoping we don't break down or run out of gas is not enough. It's not enough. For everybody else that just keeps saying like, oh, you just scary as hell, you pussy's head, bro. If you ain't never been on one of them country back roads in your life, shut up. If you ain't never been on one of them dark country stick, nothing but trees and dirt road.
Yeah.
Your headlights barely catching what's 20 feet in front of you. And all you hear is wind, and you got a Bible on your lap. Bro, it get real lonely, real quiet, real fast, bro. It's not like driving through the hood. Everybody like, oh, it's just like driving through the hood. It's not like driving through the hood.
No.
It's 40 people on the porch in the hood. It's people playing outside. It's this dude over here selling this. It's a group of girls right here. It's people trying to buy something, sniff something, and crack and sell something. It's cops over here in the hood. It's not like the hood. It's just you and them sticks, you and them trees. You don't know them woods like they know them woods, bro. I'm telling you, yo, bro, it's different. We need something, bro. We need something. We need some kind of heads up. We need some kind of GPS or something. Because having that tool on your hip and that Bible on your lap is cool until it ain't enough.
I just made a post about the sundown towns on my post the other day, guys. Sundown towns are real. Trust me.
The fact that it's still cities and states like this that have the sundown is amazing. Ain't like the government don't know about this. Like, my whole question is for the people that live in these cities, these sundown states or whatever. What is your big problem with black people? Like, as if you didn't know that it's black people all over the United States. As if you don't know for a fact that your forefathers came over here and stole this land. And now you're trying to claim it like it's yours. And can't nobody enter it if they don't look like you. Like, that's crazy to me. What is the fear that y'all have so bad? I'm going to need somebody from one of these parts down south. Man, come explain yourself.
Yeah, the secret they don't want you to know is that the Goonies are white supremacists. Just kidding. But really, Oregon Territory, which included Washington State, wants some history. They tried to ban all non-whites at one point, and then of course the Civil War happened, and then I think it was still tried afterward, but it was not compliant. And then there was, at one point, obviously there was segregation laws. There was there was KKK rallies throughout. There was anti-Chinese rallies throughout the West Coast in the 1890s, 1880s, into the early 1900s. There was what was it? There was I'm losing it. Nazi rallies. That's right, Nazi rallies. They also rallied in the 30s.
I want to show you something right quick. Watch this. What happened to this ignorant ass person?
Let's go to North Carolina, where you might expect there would be perhaps a greater per capita of these parents. So here we have a bigot. A bigot ignoring a black man who was just trying to help, trying to warn him about a sinkhole. White truck driver in North Carolina flipped off black man and hurled racial insults after he tried to save him from driving into a sinkhole. Look at that. I shouldn't laugh, but I am. Because this is what we're doing, apparently. Now look, let's put the picture back up again. This is delicious. I think it's delicious. The man tried to do the right thing, Jack. He said, whoa, abort, don't keep going. Gave him the bird. Bigot. Instead of taking the warning, truck driver gave that middle finger to Vanilla Adam. Love that name. And another black local resident when they yelled out from the sidewalk. They were trying to be good Samaritans. Both Adams, unidentified man, noticed a dangerous amount of water flowing downhill, according to local outlet WITN 7. When the driver emerged from his vehicle, physically unscathed, instead of a thank you, he said, I don't want to be rude or anything else, but when a fella of your color comes out and starts waving at my truck.
You know what happens. You know what that brings about,
Right.
Turns on the fight or flight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we waved him down and tried to prevent him from turning down this way, but he stuck his middle finger and he kept going. After he kept going, the car sunk. That's how he got stuck, explained Adams. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. He could have, I know what I would have done to my daughter, and I'm not proud of it. I would have floated, laughed, done a little dance, brought it all down low as he was stuck in the sinkhole. I would have went on, you're doing
it's enough that he drove in there after what he did. So I'm not proud of it, but I'm just being honest with you. Adams told the outlet that the truck driver eventually apologized, and his vehicle was removed from the sinkhole with the help of a tow truck crew. They're expensive. I added that because I happen to know. The street is reportedly still under repair. So this is a warning, Jackson, to bigots out there. You see, racism, bigotry, it doesn't just hurt people who look like us. It hurts everybody. I can make the case for you that when systemic racism, bigotry exists, it hurts all of us. Okay? It hurts every single one of us. Maybe there is, bad traffic, and I tell my friends, racism's why there's bad traffic in Atlanta. White flight, like you can go to, I give you a whole history lesson of why the highways did not keep up with demand, because there's a certain segment who said, we don't want these people able to metro. How come it's not going to that stop? Anyway, I've told you the story. Now, may we show you?
Y'all see you trying to stop you, boss man. Oh! Thinking it, even the one. Oh! Get out! Go! Oh! I just told him don't go in there. Oh my God! I just told him don't go in there. I tried to stop him. Boss man, get out of there. I don't want to be rude or anything else, but when the fellow in your car jumps out in front of me, I was trying to say, cause we rolled by and it was single. We had to press on the gas just to get up. I'm not trying to figure out what happened. Like, wow. Yeah, I was the water pipe busted up there.
And when a fellow of your color.
Did you hear it? I couldn't do it justice, Jackson. I couldn't do it justice. But here you learned more about these good Samaritans. Did you hear that voice? He ignored the racism. He was terrified. No! Stop! Whoa! And yet, he's dealing with a bigot. So I still would have, with my daughter, did that whole thing down there. He didn't do that. You understand?
He acted like he didn't hear it.
Right. What do you make of it?
Hey, I mean, I get it's kind of funny at the end of the day, it's like he was like, he's like, boy, don't tell me what to do, damn it. And then he made that left anyway, and then sunk in the hole, and then he came out and was like, boy, now don't take offense to what I'm about to say now, but I really don't like your kind, I don't like you people, and, when a fellow of your color comes out, I just get afraid. He literally said this, though. I mean, but like you said, sometimes you let the bigotry come out and you drive headfirst into a sinkhole. You never know what's going to happen. You never know how life is going to teach you some important lessons. Yeah. So you got to stay vigilant.
You do, and I think it's wonderful, these two Samaritans.
Yeah, I really think that was honorable, dude. But even in the midst of doing what is right, that this is terrible. This is so terrible that a man can be that bigoted. And you see why when you see some black people saying, some of us saying we don't give a damn when these sundown towns get flooded. It's because of men like that, saying stupid stuff like that. And they've been saying that for generations after generations. And it's like, it's really, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my neighbor. It's really annoying. And you see what happened. They haven't learned their lesson. The Helene hurricane went through Clyde and all the other little towns around that part of North Carolina. Wiped the people out. Tore property, people lost their lives. And you would figure that something like that would really change someone's heart. And look out like say, man, color really don't matter. But look what happened to that truck driver in the very North Carolina, the very spot where Helene months were there. Then it happened another time. They had a flooding there in 2004. Same spot. It probably didn't do as much as Helene did, but it flooded the whole town. And you see how it's taking time to repair it. Then people lost their stuff. Someone made it a ghost town. But they're willing to they're willing to ignore that. So anyway, guys, like and subscribe. Yeah, this is what you get in America. You know, it's crazy. Alright then, be blessed and see you on the next video. Take care. And don't be a bigot. And black truck drivers, be careful where you go. Wherever you go in America. And Phil was right. Make sure you watch where you're going. Get results from this town. Okay, stay blessed and take care. Bye bye.